Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Radhika Ramanda Radhika Ramanda De. Jayo Krishna Balaram, Jayo Krishna Balaram. Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribol, Gaura Haribol. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pravarjaka Acharya Stotra Shishmati His Divine Grace Abhay Charnarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON founder Acharya Vibhuti founder Acharya Savior of the whole world Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pravarjaka Acharya Stotra Shishmati His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki Nam Acharya Shri Hardas Thakur ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की गंगा माई यमुना माई की वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की भक्ति देवी की मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की नवदीप मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की श्री श्री राधा राधिका रमन भगवान की श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की श्री श्री गौर निताय की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to the simple devotees. All glories to the simple devotees. All glories to the simple devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. कृपया हम ऐसा सभी गुरु दोहराएं। हमारे गुरुदेव आध्यात्मिक गुरु के चरण कमल ही एकमात्र साधन है जिनके द्वारा हम शुद्ध भक्ति में सेवा प्राप्त कर सकते हैं। मैं उनके चरण कमलों में अत्यंत भक्ति में श्रद्धा पूर्वक नतमस्तक होता हूँ। उनकी कृपा से जीव भौतिक क्लेशों के महासागर को पार कर सकता है तथा कृष्ण की कृपा प्राप्त कर सकता है। मेरी एकमात्र इच्छा है कि उनके मुख कमल से निकले हुए शब्दों द्वारा अपनी चेतना को शुद्ध करूं। उनके चरण कमलों में अनुराग ऐसी सिद्धि है जो समस्त मनोरथों को पूर्ण करती है। वे मेरी बंद आंखों को खोलते हैं तथा मेरे हृदय में दिव्य ज्ञान भरते हैं। जन्म जन्मांतरों वे मेरे प्रभु हैं। वे प्रेमा भक्ति प्रदान करते हैं और अविद्या का नाश करते हैं। वैदिक शास्त्र उनके चरित्र का गान करते हैं। हे श्रील प्रभुपाद, करुणा सिंधु तथा पतितात्माओं के आप सबके गुरु एवं सभी लोगों के जीवन है। हे श्रील प्रभुपाद, मुझ पर दया कीजिए तथा मुझे अपने श्री चरणों की छाया प्रदान कीजिए। आपका यश तीनों लोकों में फैला हुआ है। कृष्ण कृपा मूर्ति अभय चरण अरविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की।
राधा कृष्ण को गोपना शाम कुंड राधा वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवदीप धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, द्वारका धाम की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय। ऑल ग्लोरी टू गॉड, ऑल ग्लोरी टू गॉड। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
We were in verse 36 of chapter 16. Tayor evam katayato Prithvi Dharmayos Sada Parikshin Nama Rajarshi Prapta Prachim Saraswatim Tayorevam katayato yo Tayorevam katayato Prithvi Dharmayostada Parikshin Nama Rajarshi Praptak Prachim Saraswatim Praptak Prachim Saraswatim Tayorevam katayato Prithvi Dharmayostada Parikshin Nama Rajarshi Praptak Prachim Saraswatim Tayorevam katayato Prithvi Dharmayostada Parikshin Nama Rajarshi Praptak Prachim Saraswatim
Tayorevam katayato Prithvi Dharmayostada Parikshin Nama Rajarshi Praptak Prachim Saraswatim
Tayorevam katayato Prithvi Dharmayostada Rakshanin Nama Rajarshi Katipa Prachim Saraswatim Tayorevam katayato Prithvi Dharmayostada Parikshin Nama Rajarshi Prapta Prachim Saraswatim
Tayorevam katayato Prithvi Dharmayostada Parikshin Nama Rajarshi Praptak Prachim Saraswatim
Tayorevam katayato Prithvi Dharmayostada Parikshin Nama Rajarshi Prapta Prachim Saraswatim
Tayo between them. Evam thus. Katayato engaged in conversation. Prithvi earth. Dharmayo and the personality of religion. Tada at that time. Parikshit King Parikshit Nama of the name Rajarshi a saint amongst the kings. Prapta arrived. Prachim flowing towards the east. Saraswatim the river Saraswati. Translation. While the earth and the personality of religion were thus engaged in conversation, the saintly king Maharaj Parikshit reached the shore of the Saraswati river, which flowed towards the east.
So we are discussing the conversation between Mother Earth and Dharma. The subject matter was that the earthly planet was very much morose on account of arrival of of Kali-yuga. So we have discussed the symptoms of Kali-yuga. This is called Kali-yuga. As there are seasonal changes, similarly, in the duration of this material existence, there are seasonal changes. That way everyone has got experience. There is summer, there is winter, there is fall, there is spring. So generally, the seasonal changes are accepted as Satyayug, Tretayug, Dwapar-yug and Kali-yuga. Just like in each year we have got different season changes, and each millennium there are so many changes of Kali-yuga, Dwapar-yug, Satyayug. So, Satyayug means the age of truthfulness. Satya means truthfulness. And Kali-yuga means the age of disagreement. The age of disagreement. So at the present moment, we are in the Kali-yuga. Everyone disagrees with the other. In the so-called disciple also disagrees with the spiritual. This is the influence of Kali-yuga. One becomes disciple of a spiritual master, and then he whimsically disagrees. So, why, if you disagree, why should you accept somebody as spiritual master? That is not very good. That is the way of not being successful. We are chanting every day that Jasya Prasada Bhagavat Prasada. By satisfying the spiritual master, one can satisfy the Supreme Personality of God. Jasya Prasada, by the satisfaction of the spiritual master. Samsara nalavi lopatra karmic. One of the symptoms is this. The spiritual master is so bona fide. Before accepting somebody as spiritual master, you must know about his bona fides. That time is allowed. It is said in the Shastra that if you like to accept somebody as spiritual master, you should associate with him at least for 1 year. See how things are going. If you follow, of course, others, that is also good. But personally, it is advised that you just remain with the proposed spiritual master for at least 1 year. So that the spiritual master is also giving chance to study you, whether you are accepted. This is the process. But when one leaves a spiritual master, the spiritual master, there may be some reason. That reason is also given in the Shastra. Gurumapi abbaliptasya karja karjam ajanata. Karjam akarjam. If the spiritual master does not know what is actually to be done, what is actually not to be done, and he acts against the rules and regulations of the Shastra, then such spiritual master may be given up. But so long you do not find the spiritual master is doing against the principles of Shastra or Guru, then if you give up the company of spiritual master, that is not good for you. That is your downfall. First of all, you must take sufficient time to study the movements of a spiritual master. A spiritual master is one, the spiritual master. Because there may be many spiritual masters, but if their business is one, to satisfy Krishna, although there are many, they are one. Although there are many, they are still one. The principle is one, to satisfy Krishna. So such is the position of spiritual master, that Jasya prasadad bhagavat prasad. If you try to please your spiritual master, then God, Krishna, becomes pleased. That is natural. So, in the Kali-yuga, why there should be, in the Kali-yuga, even with the spiritual master, there is disagreement. That is due to influence of Kali. That is my point. So this influence of Kali-yuga has been discussed in so many pages in this Bhagavatam. And last it was discussed that the good qualification of a human being, I am speaking because amongst the living entities, human being is considered to be the highest. So the Mother Earth was lamenting that people have lost their good qualification. They cannot be lost, but it is by the influence of Kali-yuga, it is now common. Sattam, Samam, Daya, 26 nice qualification. We have discussed all this thing. Yeah. Sattam Shaucham Daya Khanti Styago Santusha Arjavam Samodamas Tapashyamam Titikho Uparasi Sutam Gyanam Virakti Raishajam Shojjang Tija Balam Smritihi Satantram Kaushanam Kanti Yajjam Mardam Evacham. So, on account of this Kali-yuga, the good qualification of human society will be lost. Thinking this future of the present age, Mother Earth was lamenting and talking with Dharmaraj. So at that time, Maharaj Yudhishthira and Maharaj Parikshit arrived on that spot. This is the verse. Tayori man kathayato. While the Dharmaraj and the earthly planet was talking between themselves, Prithvi, Tayori va kathayato Prithvi the earthly planet, and Dharmayos Sada. Tada at that time, Parikshit Nama Rajarsi. Parikshit Nama Rajarsi. There are many Rajarsis. Rajarsi means, although they are occupying the royal position, Raja and Praja. Raja means king or the ruler. Here is also regulated. Why a king is accepted? Why a governor is accepted? Why a president is, even in these days of democracy, they have abolished the system of monarchy, but still they select somebody to become a monarch, a king, or to occupy the post of the king. That is called president. Why? Because unless there is one head, or on the head of the government, who can actually control. Control means whether citizens are following, executing the rules and regulations, the law of the state. Therefore, a certain man, qualified man, who enjoys the confidence of the people, he is accepted as the king. This is the president. So, such president, king, or the executive head must be a saintly person. Therefore, here it is said, Parikshit Nama Rajarsi. Rajarsi means those who are on the top of the government. He must be rishi, saintly person. Just like this, our Krishna consciousness movement. The head of the institution must be a saintly person. Otherwise, how can we become a controller? Controller there must be. That what is the qualification of the controller? He must be a saintly person. He must know what is the principle of life, what is the value of life, why one should be controlled by somebody else. These things are required to become qualified. So, Maharaj Parikshit Nama Rajarsi, in those days, all the kings were like saintly persons. They were not ordinary persons. Why saintly person required? Because a saintly person means he knows what is actually good and what is not good. The actually good of human life is that he is engaged in developing devotional service. There is actual good. In another place, this Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, Savai Pumsan Paro Dharma Jato Bhakti Radhukhavi. Paro Dharma. Paro means superior, transcendental, or which is Paro and Aparo. Boro and Oboro, these words are used. Boro means greater, and Oboro means lower, and Poro means superior, and Aparo means inferior. Here it is spoken. There are many types of religious systems, but they are oporo, not very good, inferior type. Religion cannot be inferior, but it is sometimes made into inferiority, because without such kind inferior type of religion, the inferior class of man will not accept. Just like in religious system, in any religious system, the killing of animals. There is. In every religious system. There is. But why there is this killing of a living entity is not good. But why in the religious system there is permission for killing animals? So that is explained. The explanation is that a person who is a staunch meat eater, he cannot give up meat eating. So, at the same time, he wants to be religious. This is the position. So for such person, it is enjoined, just like in Vedic system. All right, if you want to eat meat, at the same time you want to become religious, then you worship Goddess Kali. You cannot worship Vishnu. Because he is a meat eater, he cannot approach Pavitra Paramam Bhava. The Supreme Personality is the Supreme Pure. So this meat eater is impure. He cannot approach the pure. That is not possible. Therefore, he is advised to approach some agent of the pure, some Shakti, just like Goddess Kali. Goddess Kali is the Shakti or the agent, potency. Kali has got also business to cut the heads of the demons. You have seen the Goddess Kali's picture in Mundamala. She is garlanded with the heads of the demons. Have you seen? I have seen Kali-yuga. Yeah. But her business is to cut the heads of the demons. And she is carrying one head in this hand, and in this hand she is carrying a chopper, and her business is to cut the heads of the demons. But she is also the agent of the Supreme Personality of God. How she is agent? Because God has got two business. Paritranam sadhuna vilasaya duskita. Duskitina mudha naradhava maya prithagyana asuri bhavamasita. For them, the Goddess Kali is engaged to cut their heads, kill them. That is also Krishna's agent. Vinashaya duskita, they have to be finished. But by finishing them, they are also elevated. Finishing means finishing their sinful activities. Finishing their sinful activities. Just like, it is very easy to understand. Just a person who has committed murder, the state law is finishing, otherwise he will commit another murder. If he is encouraged, therefore, by finishing him, there are two purposes. One purpose is served, that because he has done something very grievous, sinful activity, by sacrificing his own life, he becomes relieved from the sinful life. That is the law in the Manusangita. I am not manufacturing. A murderer is condemned to death just to save him from many of the following resultant action of sinful activities. Even in this life, he gives his life for life. Then he says, in the next life, he takes his birth clean, not suffering anymore on account of the sinful activity. This is the statement in Manusangita. Another instruction is that if this murderer is killed, then he will be saved from committing again murder. So, the Vinashaya Duskita, when a demon is killed, then he is saved The people are safe and everything is good. But people cannot understand that why God is killing the demons and giving protection to the devotees. God is equal to everyone. Krishna says, Samoham sarvabhuteshu name deshasti na priya. Krishna says that I am equal to everyone. If God is not equal to everyone, then how he can be God? He is God, who is equal. Name deshasti na priya. So when God is killing somebody and God is patting somebody, that does not mean he has got two equal behavior for two persons. No. His behavior is the same, affection. But to kill this demon means to stop him from further sinful activities and give him release from the sinful activity he has done. Therefore it is his mercy. But one has to study very carefully. Because God is absolute, there is no difference between his activities, killing a demon and giving protection to a devotee. He is giving protection to the demon also by killing him. But one cannot understand. So, in this Kali-yuga, Rajarsi, this Rajarsi is saintly person. Now we will find this Parikshit Maharaj, as soon as he will find there's one demon is trying to kill another cow, he immediately took his sword. If he is a rishi, one may inquire that if he is a saintly person, how is that he is going to kill another person? So killing is not always bad. But it is not to be judged by you. It is to be judged by the same saintly person. When killing is required, when not killing is required. So that is the qualification of the Kshatriya. Kshatriya means one who gives protection. It's like when there is attack in a country, the king or the president gives protection to the citizen by killing the enemies. So his business is to give protection to the citizen. So it may be sometimes by killing others he gives protection. We have discussed many times the violence and non-violence. These are contradictory terms. But when these two contradictory things are found in saintly person, we must know they are all the same, absolute. And what to speak of when these actions are found in Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. There is the absolute nature. Absolute, to understand the absolute nature means 2 plus 2 equal to 1 plus 1 equal to 1 and 1 minus 1 equal to 1. This is absolute understanding. Purnasya purnamadaya purnameva avasishyati. Purnasya purnamadaya. 1 is complete number. Purna. Purnasya purnamadaya. And if you take away complete 1, still it is 1. This is absolute understanding. It is not that 1 has been taken away from 1, therefore it has become 0. No, that is material. That is relative. So, Parikshit Nama Rajarsi Prachim Saraswati. In India, all the rivers, they are coming from the Himalaya, western side, and flowing towards the eastern side, going to the Bay of Bengal. The Prachim, flowing to the eastern side, Saraswati. This is also one of the famous rivers. There are many rivers in India, especially very sacred rivers, Ganges, Jamuna, Saraswati, Godavari, Kaveri, Krishna, Narmada, like that. each river is considered very sacred. So it is understood that Parikshit Maharaj met the Dharmaraj and the earthly planet talking together on the bank of the river Saraswati. That's all. Any questions?
I have a simple question. Is Dharmaraj King Yudhisthira?
Yudhisthira is the son of Dharma. He is the son. Maharaj Yudhisthira was begotten by Dharmaraj.
Vidura was also the...
No, Vidura was begotten by Vyasdev.
He was also Dharmaraj?
No. You are not. Oh, yes, yes. You are right. Yes, Dharmaraj. Jamaraj, yes. And by the cursing of some great rishi, he became a Shudra. I thought that you were asking whether Vidura was begotten by Dharmaraj. No. He is Dharmaraj. Any question? What is the name of that boy?
Sanjay.
Dhananjay.
Sanjay.
Sanjay?
Yes.
Who has given you this name?
Yeah, sure.
Sanjay, Ubaj. Sanjay is
Having heard your wondrous dialogue to Baba, my hair is standing on end.
What is that?
Having heard your holy dialogue to Prabhupada, my hair is standing on end, like Sanjay says in the Gita.
What is that? Special. Which portion?
This is the last slokas of Bhagavad Gita when he's relating the conversation to Dhritarashtra, the final conclusion of Bhagavad Gita, saying after hearing this holy dialogue, my hair is standing on end.
Oh.
In Bhagavad Gita.
Oh. You want to know about something? About that verse?
No, I just stated that after hearing your lecture to Baba.
Every instruction is like that. We should follow the instruction. And if you cannot understand, then consult the spiritual master. And not to give her this association of the spiritual master and interpret in your own way. That is asking. Don't do that. It is said in the Bhagavad Gita, tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshanti tad jnanam jnanina tattva darshan. If there is any doubt in understanding the Vedic literature, then you try to understand from the person who knows it, tattva darshan, who has seen actually the truth. Upadekshanti tad jnanam jnanina tattva darshan. One has actually seen the truth. And how to approach him? Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena. By surrendering, by giving service and questioning. Question must be preceded by surrender and followed by service. In the middle, there may be question. Therefore, jasya prasadad bhagavat, we have to please the spiritual master by service and surrender. And then it will be very nice position. the spiritual master sees that the disciple is a surrender. So, and he is rendering service to his best capacity, then the answer will be very liberal and convincing, and he will be very glad to answer the question. If it is supported by these two things, surrender and Pariprasnena and Shubhaya. Tadvidhi Panipatena. The first beginning is Panipat. What is this? That I give up the company of my spiritual master and I invent my own ways of life and own interpretation. That will not happen. That will not happen.
The war on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, that lasted for a period of 18 days?
Yeah.
And that happened 5,000 years ago when Krishna was on earth. Is that happening now in some other material universe? The same battle?
Yes.
Can we enter into that or see that?
Yeah. If you go there.
We leave the universe, but then we are associating directly with Krishna and Arjuna?
Yeah. You can associate with Krishna and Arjuna every 24 hours.
Just
by reading Bhagavad Gita. Why you require to go there? It is already here, you see. You read the Bhagavad Gita and you are immediately in the battlefield of Kurukshetra is instructed. That was the instruction Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted. I know that story. A illiterate Brahman was reading Bhagavad Gita. So he did not know. He was not literate. But because his spiritual master, he has so staunch faith in the spiritual master. His spiritual master said that you read daily 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. His spiritual master knew that he was illiterate. But still he asked, you read 18 chapters daily. So what can you do? Spiritual master has an order. So you are simply making a show, reading. Like this. So his other friends were criticized. Mr. Satan said, how we are reading Bhagavad Gita. He knows that this friend is criticizing him. So he did not answer. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked me, my dear Brahman, what you are reading, he knew that this gentleman, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is really inquisitive. So he explained the whole thing. That I am trying to read Bhagavad Gita, but I am illiterate. My Guru Maharaj ordered me to read, therefore I am reading. But actually I cannot. Frankly, this is staunch faith in spiritual master. He knew, his spiritual master knew that he is illiterate. And he knew also that I cannot read Bhagavad Gita. But still he was trying to read because his spiritual master has said. This is constant. Jasya prasada. He has said, I have to satisfy you. I am incompetent. I cannot read. But he has said, therefore I must read. And this is called Jasya prasada. So, practical example, just like this Krishna consciousness movement, and I am an insignificant human being, what can I do? But I tried my best because my spiritual master says that you go and try to preach in English. So I tried my best. That's all. I had no qualification. So this is very nice point. Jasya prasada. We have to try our best to, I may not be able to do that, but that endeavor will be appreciated by Krishna and his spiritual master. That is it. I may be most incompetent. Everyone is incompetent. who can satisfy Krishna? This unlimited. But simply what Krishna says, if we do, that will satisfy. Krishna says, Manmana bhavamad bhakta vasjajimang namaskuru. The guidance is the spiritual master. He orders that Manmana, always think of me. Bhavamad bhakta, just become my devotee. Worship me and offer your obeisances unto me. And here is the duty. So, that is our business. Think of always, here is Radha and Krishna, here is Jagannath, here is Lord Chaitanya. What is the difficulty? In the temple, we get direct contact. And if I go out from the temple and lie down on the station, is that very good thing? Krishna says, Manmana bhavamad bhakta. So, will it help me to think of him 24 hours by going to the railway station or in the temple? This is common sense. Any sensible man can understand that here is Krishna, here is Radharani, worship is going on, devotees are offering prasadam, or they are constantly engaged. That is Manmana Bhakta. Or I give up the association of the devotees and temple and go to hell. That will help. It is common sense. I manufacture my own way, like the advice of some another rascal. This is not good. This is very good. Manmana bhavamad bhakta madhyajimang namaskuru. Now always think of me. Here is the chance. As soon as I see, as I advance in my spiritual life, I will see, here is Krishna. It is not the doll Krishna. Doll Krishna is for the Kanishtadikari. But one who is advanced, he sees Krishna. Just like you have read the story of in Chaitanya Charitamrita, two Brahmins went to Vrindavan. So, the devotee is saying, here is Krishna. When the older Brahmin said that I promise, so the younger said, you are talking before Krishna. If you deviate from this promise, it will be great offense. Because you are seeing Krishna. And when he was asked, who was you witness? He said, Krishna was witness. And his eldest son took the opportunity. All right, if your Krishna comes and gives witness, then my sister will be married. Because he is atheist. You are thinking Krishna is not coming. Krishna is not coming. It is made a marble statue. How Krishna comes? So he thought that I have given him some chance which will never be fulfilled. But to fulfill the words of the devotee, Krishna came. Therefore he is called Sakhi Gopal, witness. So we must have faith. We must have faith and discharge duties according to the Shastra, Guru, Sadhu. Then our spiritual life is guaranteed. If we manufacture something out of him, that is not. This is the point.
Srila Prabhupada, in Srimad Bhagavatam, it stated that the super soul is measured from the end of the thumb to the end of the ring finger. How does this change take place in the different sizes of species of living entities?
He can become the smaller than the smallest, and the higher than the bigger than the biggest. That is Krishna's power.
At that time, she was actually dying. And I went to see her, and I begged her if she would do a favor for me. And I told her that Srila Prabhupada was visiting and he had been received by the city of Paris officially. And I begged her if she would please help us arrange a meeting with Cardinal Danielou, and she agreed.
Paris in these early 70s was a very political environment, and Cardinal Danielou fit right in. He was known as the Bohemian priest. He had a very strong following among young people, even though young people for the most part were very anti-religion. If anyone had an ability to circulate among them, it was Danielou. He managed to maintain a very broad-minded and open-minded position among young people. Danielou, in his own way, was making a contribution, I think, reaching out to young people who were completely atheist and attempting to bring some sense of the value of a God-focused life into their purview. Still, because it was a ritualistic Catholicism, he didn't appreciate, for example, the philosophy of the soul present in all life forms.
The devotees were amazed by the discussion because it showed that here is the top man in the Catholic Church, and he's an intellectual. He's not only a performer of rituals, but he's a top intellectual. And in the presence of Prabhupada, he was not able to discuss significantly the topic of compassion and nonviolence, and he was unable to comprehend the subject. And it made me realize why Srila Prabhupada agreed to meet such people. It was more for the devotees than any other reason, because we were able to see that although these were big people in French society or in society, they actually were very small in comparison with the pure devotee of Krishna. And that was important for the devotees to see.
I remember thinking when I was really early, why did my parents have to die? So that was already kind of in there. And then the Bible school and the Christians having fun things, and you'd go to that and spend a week, and they tell you stories about Jesus, and it always seemed very attractive to me. And then as I got older, I started going to churches with friends and different Protestant churches. We'd get to a point in the Sunday school, and I'd ask a question about, well, what happens to all those people that don't know anything about Jesus? You know, the Eskimos or the people in Africa or whatever. And they'd always come up with this idea that, well, no, I mean, to be saved, you have to know about Jesus. And it just didn't seem fair. And I'd argue a little bit, and then I'd lose interest in that church. And eventually I ended up at the Catholic Church. And when I asked them that question, they said, well, you know, innocent people don't go to hell. There's purgatory or there's limbo, and we pray, and there's a process, and they can move up to heaven. And it seemed to make sense to me, and I thought, okay, that seems fair. And Shruti Rupa and I, by then, had kind of got also interested together. We had been friends since elementary school and lived down the street from each other. So she and I and my two sisters started going to catechism at the Catholic Church, and we did that for a while, and eventually my sisters and I got baptized. The Catholic nun, Sister Dominica, she encouraged me to go for confirmation. It's like the next step in the Catholic Church. You pass a slight little test, they ask you questions, and if you have any doubts, this is when your doubts would be cleared up, because you're going to go through this ceremony and you're going to take the Catholic faith as your faith. And if you fall away later, it's a more grave sin. It's a mortal sin, a stain on your soul that cannot be removed easily. So I was going to classes, and now I came up with a different question. What happens with my pets? Do my pets go to heaven? And it was totally sentimental on my part, because I wasn't a vegetarian, but I just wanted to know. And she was very sorry. You know, the nun kind of put her head down a little and said, no, the animals don't have souls. Only people have souls, so only people go to heaven. And again, that just didn't seem fair to me. I mean, I was by then 12, and in the end, I went ahead and got confirmed because I thought, well, I haven't found anything that makes more sense. And then life goes on and adolescence comes in and you get distracted and you're a teenager and so many things happen. And interestingly enough, Shruti and I remained good friends, and we would get into kind of other things together. You know, we'd talk about Siddhartha or just Eastern stuff in general. Not real deep, but just it was the hippie kind of thing to do. It was kind of cool. And at some point in all of that, I had made a type of commitment that if I hear the truth, I'll accept it. And around soon after that, I happened to see a TV show with the Hare Krishnas on it. It was a news thing, quick, from out of Miami, and that would have been local for Key West. But the thing that I remembered was the 4 regulative principles. And so I heard that, and I immediately kind of made a decision. I don't know if I want to find out too much more about this, because it might actually be the truth. And I just didn't really want to risk, you know, the 4 regular principles seemed a little severe to me. And so I just didn't really want to know. And I kind of even almost made an effort to avoid the devotees. Once I saw devotees across the street and I went to the other side of the street. And then, you know, a little time passes and Shruti and I decided to take a trip to Europe. We were going to meet friends in Germany that were in the army and travel with them a little bit. And just before we left, somebody at the airport gave us the teachings of Lord Chaitanya and a BTG. And so we traveled. We, you know, really immediately realized after some difficulty and some ups and downs with our friends that we didn't really have too much in common with them. And we just traveled on our own a little bit. And then we just decided, why are we traveling all around? What are we looking for? We should just go back to our home and try and just be stable people. And so she gets the idea. She has this BTG. She says, why don't we go to the temple? And it was kind of a difficult trip to get to Paris. We had trouble with being vegetarians. So we got to Paris and we got off at a train stop. And there were 2 quite large men that were selling there. And Shruti immediately went up to them and asked them directions to how to get to this address. And they kind of gave us instruction, and we started heading in that direction. And we realized that it didn't seem quite right. So we stopped and asked in a hotel. And that man told us we were going in a completely wrong direction. So we left the hotel and we turned and we started heading the way he told us to go. And then we realized that these fellows were following us. It could have been coincidental, but then when we changed directions, then they also still were following us. It was just a scary scene. We were kind of starting to walk faster and faster. They were walking faster and faster. We were hoping that at the end of this street, there was going to be the door with the number on it. So we see the 4 on the door. We start pounding on the door, and that's when the door swings open, and light just comes pouring out, and incense comes billowing out, and music comes out, the chanting comes out, and Indradumna, dressed in white, looking very angelic, says, yes, you know, can I help you with something? And we just said, we need help. We need to come in. And he said, sure. And he just lets us in, and he closes the door. And it was like he closed out all this scary stuff on the other side. And everybody like looked up and smiled at us. And so he took us upstairs and, you know, he said, these girls just arrived. And Bhagwan was very friendly. You know, he came out and he said, oh, hello. And we talked for a little while. And we ended up staying up all night and working and being helpful. You know, we took showers and had something to eat. And then the next day was the Rath Yatra festival, so we went to the park, and there was a feast and a class and a nice kirtan. And I remember sitting there listening to that class. It was really sweet, and the philosophy was so clear. And I could just feel the tears coming out of the sides of my eyes, because I was thinking, this appears to be the truth. You know, I looked at Shruti and she looked at me and she just said, this is amazing. And, you know, I was agreeing. We were just like stunned. What did we stumble into? And Bhagavan walked around after that, and he asked us how we were doing, and we said, oh, okay. And he said, well, you know, our spiritual master's coming in a few weeks. Why don't you girls think about staying for a couple weeks, and then you could meet him? And he said, you know, you could help. We're trying to get ready. We need some sewing. We need some cleaning. We need painting. And we've got the new temple. And when we didn't look like we were jumping at the opportunity, he said, and you could always go sightseeing. You know, it's in Paris. You could go to the museums and stuff and then just do a little work during the day. And, you know, of course, we never went to any museums. We stayed, and pretty soon we were fully engaged doing things around the temple, all the usual things that have to be done. And I was sewing a lot. That's what I had done before I was a devotee. I was a seamstress. So I was sewing every day. And I did a lot of the sewing in Prabhupada's room, his asan, the curtains, and things like that. And I remember distinctly every day going in and praying, because I was kind of confused. I mean, these seemed like really nice people. And that's how I would pray. I just said, you know, these seem like really nice people, and they say this man who's coming is your servant. And I don't know if that's true or not. But in case he is, I would like to be a little bit helpful. And I would like to know if he is. So that was kind of the mood. And that went on for a few weeks. And then Srila Prabhupada did come. And, you know, it's a flurry of excitement because he didn't come to France very often. So the devotees were really getting ready with programs and people to come see him, and, you know, dignitaries and educated people. And everybody was real excited. When Prabhupada came in, I remember him sitting on the Vyasa-san talking, but I can't really remember what he was saying. I don't really remember really connecting with him. I mean, he seemed nice enough, but I was more kind of involved in the activity. There was always something to be done, and, you know, somebody directing you, take this here, take that there. And so everybody was very gracious, and I particularly remember that Yogeshwar was very gracious. He was always trying to include, and I was still kind of bewildered. And Yogeshwar was really excited about Prabhupada speaking to this cardinal, and he was playing it for us. And, you know, I was interested, and so he starts the tape, and Prabhupada's speaking with Cardinal Danielou, and we're listening, and, you know, there's translation, and you're getting the gist of it, and it seems like two elderly gentlemen that seem to be equally dignified, exchanging ideas about spiritual life. And it's kind of vague, but I got the gist of that, and it flows. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, Prabhupada says, what about the animals? And even today, I mean, without a doubt, even today, I get like chills when I think of that, because I went, what? And Prabhupada says, what about the animals? And he goes into a whole thing about the animals, and the cardinal says the same thing that the bishop had said to me years before. Well, the animals don't have a soul, and he makes all these justifications. You need the meat to eat, and people, it's more important to feed people. And Prabhupada answers one question after another, and the cardinal persists. It seems to be almost I won't say a battle, but you know, Prabhupada's he won't let him off the hook. And he brings up the analogy of, if a man has two children and one child has diminished capacity, does he love the one that's not so intelligent less than the one that's qualified? And of course the animals have a soul, and of course the animals, and I mean, it never fails to move me. All of a sudden I felt this real clear understanding, almost like a voice. Yes, this man is my servant. Yes, this man will answer your questions. He will answer the questions you forgot you had, and the questions you haven't even thought of yet. I mean, it was like so clear that I was stunned. So I didn't have a doubt. I've had lots of ups and downs, and I never had a lot of association with Prabhupada, but I just felt that Krishna had answered that request. I had that simple request. I would like to know.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.